Chapter 1. The problem with siphoning blood from a bloated cadaver is that sometimes its belly makes an involuntary twitch, just as you're leaning over the discoloured skin. The problem with being the girl currently stealing the sticky blood is that while logic says there's an explanation for such phenomena, the rest of me says it must be one of two things. Either the good king's clerics are out somewhere trying to raise the dead again, or I've just discovered the town's first certifiable vampire right here in the cloying cellar of the local undertakers. Either way, it hardly matters because, while a bloodsucker would be an interesting twist on my day, the cadaver just moved, and the fact that I'm not keeling over from heart failure right now is rather magnanimous of me. Instead, I stay alive and spring backward. Of all the... only to ram into another cadaver-laden table behind me. The table creaks loudly inside the tiny room of our even tinier seaside town that sits on the border of a tiny green kingdom that believes itself the centre of the imperial world. I freeze. Drat! I've bumped the table so hard, the thing's starting to tilt away from my hind side, which the cadaver's face is now ungraciously pressed up against. And when I flip around, the whole thing's suddenly tipping, and the dead lady laid out on top is tipping with it. I reach out to grab the slab, but the dead weight and wood are heavier than you'd think. And the next second the table upends between my fingers and no, unceremoniously dumps the old gal's stiff body onto the sloped floor, like a white oak dropping a tree branch in summer. I stall and wait for the sound to fade, except, oh, you've got to be jesting. The dead lady starts to roll. With a lunge, I shove a hand out to grab the edge of the table she's headed for, but my blood-slick gloves graze the wood just as the lady's body clips the base and promptly sends it rocking. That table pitches and slams into the next, and that one into the next, and so on, until 5 of the 8 dead people in here have suddenly taken the phrase from dust to dust, literally, as they join the old gal on the ground in what looks like a dramatic retelling of the king's fair predator. This, of course, is when Beryl starts to scream. Not just scream, but the kind of blood-curdling wail that's used by pregnant mountain basilisks just before they give birth, or by the sea sirens out hunting sailors, both of which our town is famous for, because apparently being famous for things that can kill you is better than no fame at all. In fact, Mum says it's like our own version of township pride. What doesn't kill you makes you compelling. Except for Beryl, who I doubt has ever been compelling in his life. I swerve toward his yelping face to find it turning the colour of heifer's milk beneath his high-cut bangs and lengthy nose. Oh, for the love of... Beryl, be quiet! His gaze veers to mine, with an expression promising I'm definitely going to the underworld, and he's got a mind to help send me there. That, or he's about to lift his impeccably pressed knickers and scurry for the back door, outside of which my cousin, Seleni, is keeping watch in the village alley. Unfortunately, he neither attacks or scurries. He just keeps screaming. With a groan, I grip my glass vial and scramble toward him, beneath the low, curved ceiling that's already got the wretched air locked in too tight, and thrust my other hand over his mouth. "Beryl, shut up! You're gonna get us caught!" He pulls away to shove his dainty handkerchief back over his lips, while his screeching stumbles into a strangled...